Problem number 1. Okay. So we have got a manometer. A manometer is used to measure the pressure of a gas in a tank. So we have got this pink color tank, and in this pink color tank we have got a gas pressure inside, and obviously that gas pressure is going to push the manometer fluid downwards on the left hand side, and on the right hand side then the fluid will move upwards. If the fluid used has a specific gravity of 0.85, so the specific gravity is given. The manometer column height is given 55 centimeter. So 55 centimeter is the manometer column height. And if the local atmospheric pressure is 96 kilopascal, okay, then determine the absolute pressure within the tank. Okay. So we need to determine the absolute pressure within the tank. Okay. Now you see that the one end of the manometer is open. So Mr. Alif asked the question, what happens if the one side is open? So if one side is open, then obviously we have what you call uh, atmospheric pressure is acting on that side. Okay. So let us start the solution. Let's go back and draw the diagram. So we have got a gas tank, a red gas tank. That gas tank is connected to a manometer. So this is my manometer device. Now I have got a manometer fluid inside also. So let's say this is manometer fluid. The manometer fluid is at a certain height. Okay. Gas. So we need to know the pressure of the gas. We don't know that. Okay. Now this manometer has a specific gravity of 0.85, and the height is given from the level where the pressure is equal. So the height from here to here is given as 55 centimeter. And then because the end is open, the mouth is open, so atmospheric pressure is also acting, and that atmospheric pressure is 96 kilopascal. So what is the given data? Remember, when solving the numericals, always write given data. So given data is that the pressure of gas is the requirement. Specific gravity of the manometry fluid, Sg of the manometry fluid is 0.85. The height of the manometry is given, so no need to write that. And atmospheric pressure is given, is equals to 96 kilopascal. So the solution. So first we need, this is now a simple U-tube manometer, remember. So this is the example of a simple U-tube manometer where we go from top to bottom and the pressure is positive from top to bottom. So now we need to find, the rule number 1 is we need to find a line where the pressure is equal. So this line at this location or at this junction, we got pressure X and X bar are equal. So Px is equals to Px bar, and the left hand side is equals to the right hand side. Okay. So let's see what we have on the left hand side. On the left hand side, we only have until this point, from here to here, We only have P gas, so we write P gas. That's it, there is nothing else. Okay. And on the right hand side, we have got number one P atmospheric. So we move from here to here, then we move from here to here. So pre atmospheric plus rho of the fluid, rho of the mercury or rho of the manometric fluid into gravity multiplied by the height until x dash. So height until x dash is 55 centimeter. So let's put the values. The density of the manometric fluid is not given, but the specific gravity is given. So specific gravity is equals to the density of substance divided by the density of water. Okay, so specific gravity is equals to 0.85 is equals to the density of the substance, which is the mercury or which is the manometric fluid. So I denote it as m. Okay, divided by the density of water. Density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So the density of my manometric fluid is equals to 850 kilogram per meter cube. So now I will put this density in the equation. So pressure gas is equals to atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is 96 kilopascal. So 96 into 10 to the power 3 pascals plus density of manometry is 850 multiplied by gravity is 9.81 unless specified, multiplied by the height is 55 centimeter. So we need to convert height into meter. So height is equals to 55 centimeter. This is equals to 0.55 meter. So we go down 0.55. The pressure in the gas tank is equals to 100.6 into 10 to the power 3 pascals is equals to 100.6 kilopascals. This is the answer. So, yeah. So, is there any confusion? Is this in this numerical? Let me know. You guys can write and let me know if there is any confusion. They asked us to write absolute pressure of the gas. Okay. So this is absolute pressure of the gas tank. If somebody asks us what is the gauge pressure in the gas tank, so I've got a tank and I attach my gauge, then what is the reading? So remember that gauge pressure does not include atmospheric pressure. So we need to remove the atmospheric pressure. So the gauge pressure of the tank of the gas is equals to absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure. So this is equals to 100.6 minus 96. So this is equals to 4.6 kilopascal. This is the gauge pressure. What the reading of this gauge will read, because gauges do not read the atmospheric pressure. So guys, this was all about the first example of manometer. So now we move on to the second example of the manometer. So the water in a tank, example to number 3.6, the water in a tank is pressurized by air. So in this tank we have got two fluids, one is air and one is water. And you can see that the air is closed within the tank, so the air is pressurized. So the water in the tank is pressurized by air. So air and water both are pressurizing each other. And the pressure is measured by a multi-fluid manometer. Wow. So we have got a multi-fluid manometer. If you can see closely, then we have got this water which is dark pink. Then in the inverted manometer, you can see oil which is light pink. And then we have got a very, very dark pink, which is mercury in the normal U-tube manometer. So this is an example of both normal U-tube manometer and inverted U-tube manometer. In the inverted portion, we've got oil, and in the normal portion, we've got mercury. Okay. That this is a very important numerical. So please, if any point you think you don't understand, let me know. Okay. The tank is located on the mountain at an altitude of 1,400 meter. So this whole tank is on maybe Cameron Highland or something. Okay. So the tanks in Cameron Highland are basically operating under reduced atmospheric pressure, because the atmospheric pressure now at Cameron Highland is lesser because it is located at a height. They are mountains. So the atmospheric pressure is 85.6 kilopascal. So at sea level, so at Pecan Beach, the atmospheric pressure is 101.3 to 5 pascals, and in Cameron Highlands, maybe it is maybe let's say 95 or something. It is reduced. Determine the air pressure in the tank. So determine the air pressure in the tank. Okay, so we want to know P1. So we need to know what is the pressure at this point one, air pressure. Okay, if H1, H2, H3 are given, density of water, oil and mercury are given as 1850 and 1300 13,600 kilogram per meter cube respectively. So this is the numerical that we need to solve now. Okay. So let's go to the solution. Problem number 3.6. This tank is at Cameron Island and it is used to pressurize air. Now I've got two types of manometer. Number one manometer is inverted, and number two is non-inverted type. So we have got water level here. This water level is only until this point. After this point, the oil level start. So from here until here, we've got oil, and then we've got mercury. Mercury is from here till this point. So this is point 1 P1 and this is point 2 P2. They say point 1 is air pressure. So this is P air and this is P2, this is atmospheric pressure is acting here. We've got three types of fluid. Number one is water. So this is water. So we have a density of water. This is oil. So this is density of oil. And this is density of mercury. The density of all of them are given as water is 1000, oil is 850, and mercury is 13600. Now the heights are given, different types of heights. So from here to here, H1, here to here, H2, and here to here, H3. Okay. So given this is the given data. Solution. So now the first rule is identify. So we've got two manometers. It's not two manometers, it's two U tubes actually. Two U tubes. When we got two U tubes, then we have two locations where pressure are equal. Pressure equal, and we've got two locations. What is the location number one where the pressure is equal? This location, the pressure is equal. And this location, the pressure is equal. Let's say this is X, X dash, X double dash. So now you can basically select any one of them. Okay, it's up to you. Select any one of them, either X, X double dash, or X, X dash. Select any one of them. So I am going to select X, X dash. Okay. It means my left hand side and right hand side is this portion. So I am going to select so this is my left hand side and this is my right hand side. So I am selecting X, X dash. Let's start with the right hand side, which is the easy part. Okay. So on the right hand side, okay, this is x and this is x dash. On the right hand side, I only have this only, the mercury fluid and the atmospheric pressure. I've got atmospheric pressure which is acting, and this mercury column which has a height h3. Okay, so my right hand side, I write equal here. So my right hand side is equals to P atmospheric, and I'm going downwards. So P atmospheric plus density of mercury into gravity into H3. So right hand side is settled already. Now the complex part is left hand side. So now the complex part is left hand side. Now here you can see I say that uh, this is my x and x dash. This is my left hand, right hand side, which is settled already. Now we have to calculate left hand side. So now we need to move. We need to calculate pressure of air. So we have to go down like this. Then we need to move up. Then we need to move down until I reach my point X. So when I'm going to go down, it will be positive. When I'm going to go up, it will be negative. And then when I'm going to go down again, it will be positive. Okay, this is point number one, pressure direction. That's one thing. Another thing is that if you see here, this part and this part same level. Okay, and for water, so this is water and this is also water, they are same level. Okay, so it means that when I'm moving down, so I have air pressure, so we have P air. I have to move down, right? So I go down from here to here only for water. No need to go down and come back again because they will cancel each other out. So for this left hand side, I have water of pressure of air, this pressure of air plus pressure of water for only a height here to here. So I have rho H2O G into H1. Okay. So I already go down and I already go up and I am now at this location. Now I am at this location. When I reach this location, I see that this location and this location also pressure equal. So going up and going down will cancel each other out because of the same fluid. So this part also cancel out. So I am left with only this part only, and I am moving downwards. So I have only density of oil into, from here to here the distance is H2. So this is the solution. I will repeat once again. Okay, maybe it is difficult. I will repeat once again. Now for the left hand side, okay, I have to reach this point xx. This is x and this is x dash. I need to reach this point. I need to move from here like this, then I need to move, go up, and I need to reach this point to calculate the total pressure at point X. Okay, but using the Pascal's law, I can make my life easy. So I will find points where the pressure is equal. Okay, so for this part, for the inverted U-tube, pressure is equal from here to here. From here to here, you see the fluid pressure is equal. This part, the pressure is equal. So this part cancel each other out. So no need to calculate. Okay, and I see that the water also from here to here got water only. So this line also is going to cancel each other out. This portion, no need to calculate the pressure. So I need to calculate 1 plus pressure from here to here plus pressure from here to here only, which is P1, which is air, plus density of what, plus pressure of water, plus pressure of oil. So are you guys understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
Anybody who cannot understand, I can repeat also. Okay. So as we are moving downwards, the pressure is increasing. So it is positive sign. So this is what I will write on my uh, left hand side of the equation. So let's go back. I have got 1, which is pressure of air. So I have got pressure of air. So I write here P1, which is pressure of air. Then I'm moving from here to here downwards in the positive direction for a period of height of h1, and my fluid is water. So I go down plus density of water into G into H1. Then from here to here it cancel each other out because same type of fluid, same water, so they cancel each other out. Then from here to here also I go up and I go down, it cancel each other out also. So the only thing remaining is I go down until here. Okay. So this is oil only. This fluid is density of oil into gravity into height. The height from here to here is h2. H2. So H2. So this is the equation. So now I can calculate the uh, pressure of air. Okay. So the pressure of air, which is P1, pressure of air is equals to, so P1 plus intensity of water is 1000 into 9.81. H1 is equals to 0.1 meter plus density of oil is 850 into gravity is 9.81 into H2. H2 is 0.2 meter. This is equals to atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure is given as 86 kilopascals, so 85.6 into 10 to the power 3 pascals, plus the density of mercury is 13600 kilogram per meter cube, multiplied by gravity is 9.81, multiplied by H3 is equals to 0.35. So the pressure of air in the tank comes out to be equal to 130 kilopascal. This is the absolute pressure. So this is the answer. Now there is one more question. There is one more problem which I am going to give you guys for uh, for your practice. Okay. So I will give you some solved problems so that you guys can practice your concepts. Okay. So I am sharing one problem on WhatsApp, and I am sharing the solution also on WhatsApp so that you guys can practice and improve and enhance your concepts. So this is, and I've got another problem for you also, in which we have got an angle also. So this is your problem and its solution. So if you are going to practice these problems, then I think it will be very easy for you guys to uh, perhaps do good in the final exam. Also remember that I told you guys about Pascal's law, that the fluid in a confined area, so when the pressure is applied to confined fluid, then the pressure increases throughout the same amount. So for that also I'm going to give you a numerical. So this was the slide which I gave to you guys. Okay. For this slide also I have got a practice problem and its solution. So go and practice this. Also you can see in the solution that they have written assumptions also. I forgot to mention the assumptions in the solution which I have done today. Sorry for that. So let me go back and write the assumptions also. I will give you marks for the assumptions. So in the first numerical, in the first numerical, the assumption is that the density of the tank in gas in the tank is much lower than the density of the manometer fluid. Okay, I'm not sure about this one, but assumption the air pressure in the tank is uniform and its variation with elevation is negligible due to its low density. Yeah. So they have done an assumption here. There is an assumption here that I want you guys to explain. The assumption is that we've got this tank, we've got water inside and air in this region. Remember, we know how the density varies with respect to elevation. So they are saying that the air pressure in the tank is uniform. The assumption is that the air pressure in the tank is uniform, which means its variation density variation with respect to height is negligible. Okay, so we need to assume that the air pressure in the tank is uniform and its variation with respect to elevation is negligible. Why we are saying this? Because remember, in one of the slide I told you guys, we have got a Mount Everest. Okay, okay. In this Mount Everest, the pressure here is only 20 kilopascal, whereas at the sea level, we have got Sea Pecan Beach. At the Pecan Beach, the pressure is 101 kilopascal. Whereas at the Mount Everest, the pressure is 20 kilopascal. Why? Because Mount Everest is at a height of I think 8,000 meters. So when we've got a height of 8,000 meters, then the density of air is varies or changes or is a function of the height. But let's say you guys are in a room playing PlayStation. Okay. So in that room, the height is only 3 meter. So the density of the air remains same on the top and on the bottom. So the density is not a function of height, or the density change is not with respect to elevation. So that is why we assume this type of concept in the tank also. That the elevation is so small that the air density variation with respect to height is negligible. So this is the concept that we need to write in the numerical.